Hey, hey, oh, Keita J in the house. Cha cha, hey, cha cha, ha ha ha, cha cha. Ooh, what's up? What's up? I am Keita J. How you guys doing today? Ooh, that rhyme. That rhyme. Let's talk, y'all. Let's talk. Let's talk. I am here. I am here, and it is Thursday, March. No, I'm sorry. We out of March. I'm going back. We are now in April, y'all. Time is flying along so fast. Oh my gosh. Time is sure enough flying. And we are, some of us, listen, let me say this. This is a Keita J Reveal show. Listen, I want to say some of us are out of work. Some people are out of work, which that's a sad case. I would never, clap for that. I'm sad that some people have lost their jobs at this time. Um, they trying to get ships to come in over, in the U.S. The U.S. is not having it, okay? The U.S. is not having it. Okay, let me tell y'all who I'm Keita J. I'm Keita J. Yes, and I come in every now and again to check on my people to see how y'all doing. Okay, I'm hoping that everybody is healthy. I mean, you might not have the funds right now, but guess what? It doesn't mean that you will never have the funds again. And I'm gonna tell y'all, you can't depend on unemployment. Okay, you can't depend on unemployment because unemployment. I know where I live in Maryland is only like 400 something dollars. Well, probably three something every week or so. And we can't depend on unemployment. I'm just saying, get out here and hustle, people. I'm Keita J. I'm opening on that one. Okay. This is a Keita J Reveal show. We come on every week and we reveal some things. Okay. We talk about whatever we want to talk about. There's no standard format on talking about things. So some days I might be talking about, the weather. Another day I might be talking about, some toast that I made. Who knows what Keita J will be talking about? But we will be talking, okay? And we definitely gonna touch a little bit on this COVID-19. We're gonna talk about some things that people can do in their life to open themselves up to a whole new world because they say it's a new world order. We don't know if that's exactly what it is. Possibly new world order. Things are always changing. Well, let me tell you where you can find the show. I know we do our live shows, and our live shows are usually on YouTube. Our live show is also on Periscope TV, which is Twitter, right? We say Periscope TV, but there's more on Periscope than there is on Twitter. Okay, it's a lot of people typing on Twitter, but the video, you get to see full video, and you can also listen to those videos on Twitter as well as Periscope TV. So, let's see, audio, our audio, I can't forget that. Our audio, we are on Anchor. We are on Spotify. I said I was gonna stop saying right? I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. I mean, what can I say? What can I say? Well, so we're on Google, Google Play. We're on Apple. We're on iHeartRadio. I'm doing better. We're on Stitcher. We're on Pandora. So there are a lot of platforms that we are on the audio. People listen to our audio, and some people love to look at the video. So I'm just here. I have to promote the show. I have to let you guys know where you can find other forms of the show. Hey Steve, what's happening? What's happening? I hope everything is going well, Steve. I saw you broadcast on Facebook, and like I said, I hope everything is going well. That's all I can do is hope and send you healing energy, you guys. Hey, I've been in predicaments where this is the Keita J Reveal show, where money was low. You had to hustle. You had to hustle. You had to hustle. Okay. So we always have to hustle. This is what I had to tell myself some years ago. I said, you know what? Keita J, you love digital. You know, you love just being silly and acting a fool sometimes. And then you like the real stuff too. So why not show all sides of who you are? There's nothing wrong with us getting out here. You know, I see a lot of people now. Let's talk about let's start off with let's talk about digital marketing, right? Right now, everybody is on digital marketing. I remember years ago when Instagram first started and people was complaining about this person was doing this on Instagram, this person was doing this on Facebook Live. They getting tired of seeing people thinking they this and they that. Look, listen, let me tell y'all something. Everybody's on Instagram. Everybody's on Facebook. Everybody's on Periscope TV. Everybody, you can't stop people from doing what they want to do. And you can't be mad because somebody is loving what they doing. It's just, look, that's just what it is. People get upset because they see other people finding other avenues to do things. Now, you got entertainers on here, hey, DJing. I used to see people on Facebook DJing all the time. You know what I'm saying? DJing. People tuning in, sharing their stuff, you know, enjoying the moment, you know. But now I'm seeing these people, some of these people that had a lot to say about people being on social media, trying to make a buck, being creative. And let me say, it wasn't always about making a buck. It was about doing something that you enjoy. We have to understand in this human life that we're in, that people are going to do what they want. One, we have to know that some people are just being creative, and whatever comes because people are enjoying what they're doing, we can't be mad at that. There's going to be a lot of stuff that in your life that you're not going to like, that what other people are doing. You're just not. You know what I'm saying? And right now, you got people finding out how to be more creative and how to make tips on Instagram. Okay, let me and I got something to share with y'all a little bit later, but I'm gonna share that. I wanted to start off with a bang. We're gonna get right to it. We're gonna get right to it. Okay, so right here, you have, since COVID-19 and its impact on digital marketing consumption in India, okay? But they talk about India, but all in all, they said, compared with the week of February 10th through 16, 2020, visits to websites and mobile apps in the general news category increased by 61% in the weeks of March 16th through the 22nd, 2020. Okay, since COVID-19, 61%. Okay, since compared with the weeks of March 9th through the 15th, 2020, visits went up by 50%. Okay, during the week of March 16th through the 22nd, okay, things are going up. They're increasing. People are loving being, you know, I'm not even gonna say being seen. People are, if you're into your creative art and you are enjoying what it is that you love doing, listen, I don't see a problem with sharing it with the world. Isn't that what social media was kind of invented for? And it could be some other things, the underlying issues with social media. It's a gift and a curse. I put it that way. You share whatever your creative is, your artistry is. You share that. It's nothing wrong with people getting out here doing. But now you're seeing other people harping on doing what it is that they thought, you know. Listen, I'm just saying, listen, talking a good game sometimes. But now you're seeing people jumping on social media and enjoying sharing. Okay, I see more people sharing now. Wow, that's a good thing. People are sharing, because you know it was hard to get people to share something. Now we're kind of coming together. You know, in my neighborhood, I want to add this. They have that new app. It's not really new, but what is that app called? My gosh, it's a neighborhood app, right? So in my neighborhood, I see people using the app looking for um, plumbers. They're looking for reputable home improvement. Even this past week, within the last couple of weeks, let me say, these people have been even sharing that we'll pick up groceries for people. Elderly folks. If you need us to go to the store for you, we'll go to the store. I can say I live in a really nice neighborhood, and I'm happy for that. I'm happy for living in a neighborhood where I drive down the street, and I was telling my mother this the other day. I said, it's funny that when certain neighborhoods that you live in, people hardly ever speak to each other, right? But in my neighborhood, I don't even know some of these people. And what these people do when they see you driving down the street, you driving, people do, hey, they just wave, hey, oh, I'm disappearing. They say, hey, hi. And you don't know their names, but people are waving. I had to get used to that. I lived in a neighborhood where people would just fend for themselves, stay to themselves. When I first moved in this neighborhood where I live, the guy that lived across the street from me, he was renting the property. Well, he cut my grass for me free of charge. Of course, he had a landscaping business, but I even paid him for some other things that I wanted done because it's just like when people are generous, and sometimes they're generous to a certain fault of their own. There's certain things that they may want business or whatever, but you got to give a little to get a little. And that's how I feel. You give a little to get a little. You might not be able to give everybody or give it away to, give everything away to multiple people, but you can give it away in order to reap something from it eventually. And I mean, there's other things that he did for me, just out of pure neighborship or whatever. And I didn't really have to, ask him to do it. It's just that he took it upon himself. He blew the leaves out of my yard a couple of times. I didn't even ask him, and that's just the neighborly stuff that we have to get back on board. As far as doing, I think definitely living in this neighborhood has opened me up to a whole new world, being more friendly. There are other things that I can think of saying, helping a neighbor. Do you need something from the store? Asking them, what do you do? I see you driving around, just having those type of, conversations with them. So that's always a good thing. So right now, I'm saying that people are being more neighborly, more sharing and caring a little bit more for the person across from them, maybe conversing a little bit more with people. So that's a wonderful thing. But you know what? I forgot to tell y'all, because I know y'all can see I got a new attitude, right? I got a new hairstyle, right? But let me tell you what happened. So as soon as I decided I want to go to the hair salon and take my braids out, all of a sudden everything wants to close. We got the governor in our area. They want to close all the businesses. Only thing can stay open is restaurants. So I had to fend for myself. I told y'all, I know how to do things. Okay. Sometimes people want to throw on a wig because they scared that, you can't even do your own hair. That's sad. I ain't talking about nobody. I'm just saying we got to learn how to get back to survival mode. Okay. If you ever have to step out the house to go somewhere, I don't want to have to throw a wig on my head. That's not me. I'm not a wiggy person. I don't want to be wiggy. Okay. I want to have my own natural hair. If I want to go somewhere, if I don't have braids in, and I just really started getting braids within the last year because I used to always wear my hair natural. But I'm finding that, women will throw a wig on. It's nothing wrong with a wig, but when you can't show your own hair, I think that's an issue. Unless it's something going on with your own head, your own scalp, which, you can treat some things out like alopecia, you can't treat. I understand that. And you might need to wear a wig. But I'm not getting on the sisters that wear wigs. I'm just saying, if I got to see you with a wig all the time and you can't wear your own hair, that to me, that's a problem. As a woman, that's like a problem. It's a real problem. It's like, damn, you don't even love who you are. You don't love the skin you in. What's up? What's up? But anyway, so I did my own hair and I'm just waiting because my beautician The barber shop is closed. I can't even get lined up. I can't, get designs on my head, nothing. So I had to fend for myself. And I do know how to clip my own hair. I had to learn how to do a little bit of that as well. So those are things I think, as far as I'm concerned, as a woman, like I like to do. I like to learn things. I like to know how to grow food. I like to learn how to conserve food. These are things that I am always looking at on YouTube. I said I was going to share some things with you guys that I'm always doing. I'm always looking up how to be I'll say a homemaker when I'm really not a homemaker, but I love to do that. I love to sew things. I've made a couple of skirts. I've made some things, hey, it's nothing wrong with that. I learned how to do my own hair when I was younger. So nothing wrong with that. That's a good thing to know how to survive in this world. Hello. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about, let's talk about these movies that we've been watching. Okay. I don't know, because I haven't really heard much about people watching this movie, but I looked on Netflix. Like I've gotten into the Nigeria movies because I can say I like things and some African stuff. I used to date a Nigerian, and he gave me some information on Africa and where he comes from and his family and things like that. And plus I have a friend that's from Africa as well. Her family's from Africa, so she's taught me some things about Africa. And I want to say I've gotten into some Nigerian movies. I shared that with you guys already. But this movie, and I think this guy's from Africa because the name, the name that I see on there, it looks African, right? I could be wrong, but I think he is. If I look him up, I'm sure this guy will be from Africa. But this movie right here that I've seen on Netflix, okay, and I don't know, you guys may have seen it as well. Uncorked, right? I thought this was a great movie storyline. It's a great storyline where you have a son, and I'm not going to tell the movie. I've heard people talking about Tiger King, right? I'm just saying that was a mess. That was just a mess. I talked about that the last time I was live. That was just a mess. It has nothing compared to this movie right here. And this brother in this movie, I think he did a great job acting his behind off. So this guy's name is and hopefully I don't mess it up, but it's Mamadou Athie. Courtney B. Vance played his father. Niecy Nash played his mother. But I want to say in this particular movie right here, this guy he was into wines, and it goes into parents wanting you to follow in their footsteps. A lot of times our parents want us to follow what they've done. Even if your mom, like, parents work and they did farming, they want you to hold down the business, like generational. This is what I did. This my father did. His father started the business, or your mother started the business. So the movie was more so about the son wanting to get into wine tasting. Like he wanted his father was running a restaurant and opening a new restaurant, and his father wanted him to take over the family business, and I think it really gives an idea of sometimes how men and the relationships that they can have and not have with their father, and certain balances that the mother has in the relationship where the father and the mother is in the house. And I thought Niecy Nash, she played a great part in the movie, Uncorked. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this movie, but this movie is on Netflix. It is on Netflix. So I just want to add that, but I'm not going to tell too much about the movie because I don't want to give anything away. I just don't. I think it has, like I said, it has a great storyline, and it's a family oriented movie, and it's about the ups and downs of relationships with a man and his father wanting him to take over the business, take over his barbecue business. So anyway, enough about enough about that. But Niecy Nash, she did a like I said, she did a great job on that one. So my weekend, y'all, I didn't tell y'all too much about it, but I had a great weekend. I tell you right now, with these kids doing virtual learning, my daughter has been doing her homework, right? So basically, this is the homework, I guess, that mainly she's received from work. I mean, from home, from school. So she received her homework from school, and some of the teachers have been emailing, some of the assignments. Well, her school was giving out what they call Chromebooks, right? And they were supposedly giving them out to students. And the parents they sent out an email this week saying, come to the school, your child's school, and pick up a Chromebook, and you need to have ABC with you when you pick it up, right? So, okay, I go yesterday because my daughter was like, hey, mom, somebody received their Chromebook. Are we going to go? So I was like, I glanced at the email. I didn't realize I needed to go that particular day because I saw that there were other dates down the line. So she's like, well, somebody else already got a Chromebook. And I'm like, we already got a computer. I don't think you really need to have that particular Chromebook, because I'm one of those, I don't like to borrow stuff. I don't want to borrow that. If I'm going to buy my child a laptop or whatever, I would rather buy them a laptop so that you can have your own. I don't want you to mess up something. I'm not saying that that's what she would do. I'm just saying I don't want you to have something that belongs to somebody else, and if something happens to it, then I have to pay for it. Of course, it has to come out of my pockets. It's going to have to come from me. So I told her, I said, well, you could use a computer at home. So she was like so persistent on wanting to go get this Chromebook from school. So we go to the school this morning, and we're trying to, figure out, we got there early. We got there before the time because yesterday that line was so long. When I tell you the line was all the way out the school on the street, they had a police officer, telling you can't go this way, you got to go that way, or you got to go that way. So he directing traffic. So, she says, well, mom, I want to get this Chromebook because I don't want to have to use the computer in the house. She wants to be up in her room because when they teenagers, that's how some teenagers are. You remember when you was a teenager? We got to take it back when we were teenagers too. So I told her, I said, well, you know what? We'll go. You're getting up early, and we're gonna go and we're gonna go try to get this Chromebook for you. So we go. Like I said, head down there. I already told you, we go to the school. We get to the school, and it's cars, like I'm like the fourth car. Then there's other cars pulling up behind me. So something said, look at the sign. Look at the, can you get out and look at the sign? It was past the time that they was supposed to come out to start dishing out these Chromebooks. So something said, get out and look at that sign. So she looks at the sign. She said, oh my gosh, mom, they wow. She said, they said yesterday was the only day to pick up the Chromebook. I'm like, what? Why would they put 3 days on there, like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, to come pick up a Chromebook? And all of a sudden, you don't have none. You don't even have no more left. You don't have no more for the rest of the kids. So, and I said, well, luckily we have a computer. So what I'm going to do, because I said, look, you got to do your own research. You got to see what laptops and all this stuff is good out there. I would prefer to get you your own, and that way you'll have something. I mean, working off your phone is not good, but you got a computer in the house. What you can do is go, I want you to research, and you got to put your kids up for the test. You got to let them do the work. Okay. I told her, I want you to research. I want you to look up some different, these computers. Um, can y'all guess the first one that my child done pulled up? Can y'all guess the first one that my child done pulled up? A Mac. I'm like, a Mac? You don't need a Mac. What you need a Mac for? I was like, what? I don't even have a computer that costs $1,000. What you need a Mac for? Well, this is it. I said research. See what's a good computer. You don't need to have a Mac computer just because I'm like, who has a Mac computer? Who has one? Well, I was just saying, I said, you got an iPhone. You don't need to have a Mac computer. Hey, third degree, what's happening? How are you? So, I said, you don't need to have a Mac. I said, you can get not a 15-year-old, okay? Not a 15-year-old. You don't need to spend $1,000 on a Mac computer. You can get a Dell. You can get even Samsung has something. It takes me back to when she got her phone. She had a cell phone some years before, because I think I really didn't get her her dad got her a cell phone. Her dad got her a cell phone. So I said, look, you're going to get your cell phone. When I buy this cell phone, you're going to get a cell phone that I feel that you should get. You're not going to get what everybody else. And that's the problem. Like, these kids are so into, and I know I have to look back when I was a kid. We wanted to kind of mimic each other, but I was different. I was wearing different stuff. I was doing different things. I was into a little bit different stuff. Some of these kids, you see everybody on TikTok, wing, 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 wing. Everybody doing the same thing. Everybody's, it's like everybody's doing the exact same thing. I'm like, how are you guys any different from each other? How? You're not different. You're doing the same stuff. You're doing the same dances. You're doing the same, it's like, come on. I used to tell my son, I said, look, dress like you want to dress. You ain't got to dress like everybody else. You don't have to have all the shoes, popular shoes that everybody has. You just don't. Be different. Be different. But everybody's on TikTok. Everybody doing the same dances and flowing the same. It's like, how are you any different from anybody? How? You're not. So anyway, I told her, I said, you got to be different. Don't get it because somebody else has a Mac. And I already know somebody probably got a Mac. Somebody got a Mac that probably she knows. I don't know. Somebody got one. And she said, well, this is what I saw. Not for $1,000, boo-boo. Mama's not spending $1,000 for a 15-year-old to have a laptop. You can cry your eyes out, or whatever. But anyway, like I said, with the phone, you got to call your dad because you upset because I wanted to get you, what was it? I can't even remember the name of the daggone phone. But call dad because she wanted another phone. She went outside and called dad. I was like, whoa. He was like, well, what's going on? And I'm like, well, she wants an iPhone and she's a little upset because she can't, I told her I wasn't buying an iPhone. And then eventually I thought about it and I said, you know what, Mom, give in to the iPhone. Go ahead and let her have the iPhone. I'm not buying a $1,000 Mac computer. Just not happening. Just not happening. Now, you're going to either get Dell. I told her, don't worry about it. I'll look it up because you can't do the comparison like I'm going to do. I'm going to do a comparison, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not doing a comparison to a $1,000 something, $80 computer. I'm going to do a comparison to Dell, Samsung, and I don't know. So y'all gotta help me out. Any other computers, but I'm gonna look up some other computers to see what's sufficient. Okay, we're not out here spending all this money. Why are we out here spending? See, that's the problem. I'm not putting myself in a bind, and I'm not saying that I can't do it. I'm just not doing it. I'm not spending that much money on a freaking laptop. I said, even a Chromebook, you can get a Chromebook. These kids be so into Apple. You got to have an Apple. And I know what it is because people clown Samsung. But here's the thing with Samsung. This is what one of the guys told me that work at T-Mobile. He said, look, he said, I can tell you right now, I don't know if Apple is even coming out with really any newer style type phones like that. It seemed like they're more so into the accessory side of phones. So he said, I don't know. He said, I haven't even seen like, and I know this is 5G is supposed to be an issue, but he was like, I don't know about, the 5G. I'm not sure they're really gonna come out with anything because I haven't seen or heard of anything new from like really from Apple. So I don't know what's going on, with Apple. Maybe they're getting into the laptop space. Maybe more people are buying laptops, but I can't say that I really know what's happening with them. I'm a Samsung person. I have an Android, and people, like I said, they love to talk about the camera on a Samsung compared to an Apple. And I'm like, I have good my Samsung works great. My Samsung is awesome. Okay. Look, I take pictures, they look real clear. You can compare it to Apple, but mine's still good. So I don't know what people are comparing it to. Maybe the older Samsung phones, but Samsung is a great phone. Okay. The newer ones, especially like the Note, what are they? The Note, those are really good. And that's what I have. So I have the Note. So I'm not tripping off of y'all talking about Samsung compared to Apple sucks, all the comparisons. Guess what? Y'all gonna have to deal with it. When you can't pay them daggone notes, you ain't gonna have no daggone phone. Every phone that come out, we got to have the newest version. I'm sorry. I'm sticking with my Samsung 8, my Note. Okay. I'm good with that. I don't need Apple. So with my daughter, I got to work on her and this Apple product stuff that she always want to have. Because I'm not, like I said, I'm not spending $1,000+ on a Mac. Okay. We gonna look. I told her I'll look into buying her a laptop since she can't seem to find out what type of laptop she want to get. Mama's gonna do it. So another thing, I want to also say, fathers and mothers, make sure you guys, if you're not with your kids, the other parent has a child, you guys are co-parenting, make sure you check on your kids. This day and time, there's a lot of deaths going on. There's a lot of, it's just a lot going on right now. Make sure you're keeping your body as healthy as you can. You're eating, not saying you can't eat meat. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, just keep your body, cleanse the body out. What I did this week also, and I put it on Instagram. I did a cleanse, as far as the face, a steam pot. So I took some lemons, limes. You can check the video out on YouTube. Lemons, limes, and I do this like maybe twice a year or so. I'm a little lazy with it sometimes. I should be doing it more. But I used to tell my kids, put some eucalyptics in the water, put your head over, put a towel. This time is new. I put some fresh stuff in there. And I put the eucalyptics in the water. Oh my gosh. You talk about somebody had to blow their nose good. I had to, even though I use the black seed oil, I use the colloidal silver, I still had to blow my nose. Because from my understanding, we have mucus in our body, regardless if we think we don't or not. Everybody has mucus in their body. Even when you eat clean, you should. They say, you should have some good mucus in your body. And some of us, we feel like you shouldn't have any mucus in the body, I guess. That's not true. From what I've observed, everyone should have some mucus in the body because there's good, just like there's good bacteria, there's bad bacteria. We both should have mucus in our body. We all should have mucus in our body. And you know, definitely doing those steam pots. Put your head over it, take a towel, you know, and let that steam just hit you. Let the steam just go through your pores. What happens is it opens up the pores, it opens up the lung area, and it drains the mucus. You'll feel your nose running. So that's one thing that I did this week. I told myself, because of the pollen in the air, and you can't cough now. Lord have mercy. If you're coughing, people gonna think you got COVID. I'm telling you, they just gonna think you got it. Okay, I got my lemon water. I do the distilled lemon, distilled water, alkalize the body. So I making sure that I'm alkaline. You know, people say you better make sure you drink alkaline water. Well, you can get you some distilled water. What happens is the distiller will cleanse the water really good. It's nothing in it. You can put your own minerals, salt, and you can add your lemons, your lime, your ginger. You can add whatever it is you want, raspberries, blueberries. You know, you can add all kinds of little flavoring that help you drink your water, because I know sometimes people have issues with drinking straight water. Like they don't like, it has to have some flavor to it. So that's what I don't do it all the time. I can drink straight water without, when I say straight water without any flavoring in it. I can drink without that unflavored water. But some people can't drink unflavored water, and they need to have a flavor to help them, to drink it. So, that's another thing that I did. But get back to checking on your kids, because I know I flip flop, right? The other parent, make sure you're checking on your kid. Like my daughter's father made sure that he contacted his daughter and brought her some snacks and stuff over and all that good stuff, which is, I'm thankful for that. People talk about having bad relationship with their kid's father. I was watching, I think his name is Steven Jackson, right? Steven Jackson. I'm going to talk about this because I was like, do I really want to talk about that on the show? I was like, I don't know if I want to talk about that on the show. But the guy, Steven Jackson, I'm going to see if I can find the guy, find the video. Because I want to talk about this, but I want to talk about it in simplest form. I don't want to talk about it as a, critic of what he said. I want to talk about it as a woman that has 2 kids. Hold on. A woman that has 2 kids. I think that's his name. Wow. I gotta find this guy. I gotta find him now. Hold on, let me see, because I think he put it on his Instagram. Is it Stephen? Hold on. Y'all gotta bear with me because I want to find this so bad. I was like, I don't know if I want to talk about this. And maybe, okay, so let me see if I can find this video real quick where he talked about this, because I know everybody was upset. Like the women was upset, but I think I want to say from what I watched of the video, I thought that he spoke some truth. Like he was just telling guys, men, if you're a man, guys, if and he may have taken it down. I don't know, because I know everybody was sharing it. So he probably took it down. But okay. So hold on, let me find it. Y'all gotta bear with me because I'm really, really want to talk about it. And I don't have much to say. I would rather somebody hear what he said first, and then kind of piggyback off of how he said it and what he said. Okay, so it's Stephen. It's like Stephen, I guess. Stephen. Okay, let me see if I can find. Okay, here it is. So I don't even know if that's it. Let me see if I can pull it up first.
It's not that easy, but Grammarly can help.
All right, let's see if we can find this. Hey, no, not Stephen King. Hey, what's happening? No, I'm talking about this basketball player. I want people to hear what he said. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Hold on.
Get myself
right,
together for
here
the
it
day. Say, I wouldn't be a real one if I didn't share
Oh,
this game with my little bro, my
Hold
little
on one
homies out
moment.
there.
I'm all on the wrong thing. Here we go. Hold on. Let me share this real quick. What's up, Zoe? How you doing? How is everything? All right, let's see. So I want to talk about this real quick. All right. All right, here we go. Here we go.
I wouldn't be a real one if I share this game with y'all. One, me, I made a lot of mistakes in my life. So I feel like to share this game with these youngsters out here are the ones who planning on having families and moving forward and doing different things and being successful. A lot comes with it. But I want to tell y'all, find one woman, love her, and have families and have babies with her. Do not have kids by multiple women. Listen to me. That shit is overrated. The shit is played out, and it ain't what you think. It ain't what you think it is. Okay. I have kids by 5 women. Right. I take responsibility for laying down with them, making babies with them, making babies with them, and all that. I take full responsibility. You know what I'm saying? But 3 of them, I regret even knowing. Paid millions and millions and millions of dollars in child support. You know what I'm saying? And still don't see my kids. F42, my kids in high school and in college. Repeat this out. I'm saying this to say, find one woman, love her, have kids with her, and build your family. Because having kids by multiple women can destroy your life. I've been having 3 out of my 5 trying to destroy my life since the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I paid millions in child support and still don't see my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you this to tell you to be smarter, bro. Don't make the same mistakes I made. Find you one woman, love her, and have kids by her. Because having kids by multiple women can destroy your life, bro. Because a bit of baby mama ruins black men just as much as the police, or just as much as anybody. Okay? They won't say that. And of course, women won't say it because it's the majority of them. But fellas, we gotta be smarter. Okay? We gotta be smarter. I don't have problems with my kids' mothers unless they done ran out of money. It's just facts, bro. It's just facts. But be smart. Make a better decision. Don't be running around willy-nilly like I was doing and all that. And try to find your relationship and stay in that one, brother. Because I'm telling you, you have a life of pain and misery and unnecessary stress. And it ain't nothing you doing. It's the bitterness of another person. Okay? So continue to love your kids and do whatever. And if you do have kids, love them just as you were in a great relationship with their mom. But if you don't have kids, bro, take your time. Find you one woman, settle down and have kids and do it the right way. Because I'm telling you, the quickest way and the fastest way for the demise of a black man, especially a successful black man, is a bitter black woman. Truth hurts. You know what I'm saying? Brothers that's out here that ain't getting in trouble, that ain't selling drugs, what's ruining their lives? Opportunity and bitter black women. And that's just the truth. If you ain't doing nothing wrong, you ain't dealing with the police. So what else is ruining you? Opportunity and bitter black women. It's just the truth. I had to say this to my youngsters out there, man. Don't be nutting off and everything like I did. You know what I'm saying? I take full responsibility. I don't regret my kids, but I take full responsibility for the situations and the drama that I've had all my life from laying down with these women. I regret it, but I take full responsibility. Be smarter than Stack 5. I made all the mistakes, so y'all won't have to. So my 2 sons won't have to. You dig what I'm saying? Love. What up, world?
Okay, so now, okay, so I'm gonna say this. I'm going to say this. As a woman, as a mother, I have good relationship with both of my kids' fathers. So, my daughter's father just not too long ago took us out to breakfast. We have a bond where he can come to me, he can talk to me, he can ask my advice on things. And I'm not saying everything is always copacetic in certain relationships, but that's just not my style. Like, I've never been that woman that don't want my kid's father to exist in their life, that doesn't want them to my kids are 22. My son is 22 and my daughter's 15. So just think, I've gone through the years of having to take care of some things on my own. I've gone through the years of and I've never really badgered them. I thought you only had no, I have a son. My son is 22. So I've been totally different from what he's talking about. But I've seen women, and I think maybe when he added the black bitter, like sometimes the message it's not always how you're it's not who's saying it, it's how you're saying it. So he's conveying a message to women, to men, and I guess he's trying to get men to understand his side of how, the stuff that he's dealt with, because a lot of men do deal with some trashy women. I was in a relationship with a guy that wasn't monetary taking care of his kids. At some point, I was always like, he was in his kid's life, but the mother, let me say this, the mother was the problem. It wasn't truly him. His problem was monetary. Kids still need things. You have to work. You have to take care of you should take care of your kids. But if the father is not hurting the children, for me, I feel like, he should still be able to see his kids. Like, who are you? And I've said this to people, because I've had a conversation with my son's father had a child before him. And when we got together, he had his son. We didn't have a kid together. So, I was cool with his son. Well, the mother didn't want my son's father to see the son, and she was in another relationship at the time. Sometimes women, when they get in other relationships, they stop because maybe conversations they've had with other men, don't worry about him, I'll take care of the kid, and it's like, I feel like, why do you have to take, and I'm not saying anything against a man taking care of another person's child. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, why would a man tell a woman not to push or not to have contact with the father? Because sometimes I can see men doing that. Some men, and this is based on some relationships I've had. I can see some men get jealous when you have sons as a child, just as women. And I'm being honest, women, when you see that the man can be treating you a certain way, he goes all out for his child, but he doesn't respect you, that can cause an issue with your relationship, because we have feelings as women too. And it's like, you go all out and you want to princess your daughter and this and that, and you want to protect her from so much, but then you're out here treating the woman a certain kind of way. That's not fair to the woman that you're dealing with. If you don't want to be in a relationship with her, then you shouldn't, and that's just it. But it goes back to him and the issues with what he's saying that he had with his kids' mother. I mean, the mother of his kids, 3 of them. One, you had 5 different women that you got pregnant. You're gonna have to deal with all those freaking personalities, homeboy. You're gonna have to deal with all those freaking personalities, okay? You put yourself in a predicament where you got 5 women pregnant. So you gotta, I think sometimes people play the victim, but they don't look at the part that they play in it, right? So you said maybe that don't carry themselves decently. So I find that, and I don't like pointing the finger at men. I don't do that. I'm more of a neutral person, and I like because I've had a lot of male friends in my life. I'm talking men that I could just talk to, men I was cool with. I was cool with guys. I was down with guys. I have some sprinkled women friends or whatever, but I find that a lot of women are catty. It's hard for me to deal with a lot of women sometimes, but I've had a lot of male friends. I mean, some women don't. Some women don't act like that. So I go back to what he was saying when he said, I have 5 kids by 5 different women, right? When you start breaking all of that down, what he was saying is not, he was just giving his opinion as to the mothers that he had to deal with. Oh, you said women that carry themselves respectfully, right? So if anybody does not respect themselves, there are a lot of things that we can look at when we're dating people. We don't always date the right people. And then I always look at it like, what is the right person? Because there are things that we see in people that we like. The last person that you dealt with in a relationship, the next person that you see something totally different in them that you didn't like in the other person. This person might have raised himself up high to make you look at him a certain way and honor, the way that he's treating you. He could be treating you so much different. And then it's new. So all the time we all have issues a lot of times when it comes to dating. And we always say the right person. I don't think there's truly a right person because people change. People change in relationships every single day. Every single day they change, so it's not necessarily saying that this man that has 5 kids by 5 different women, he's giving you some bullshit information. I won't say that what he said was bullshit information. I'll only say no one is perfect. Exactly, Zoe. No one is perfect. I'll only say this. I think when he put the black part on it, that kind of triggered women. You know what I'm saying? And it's words that I know because I do that to people. I can use one word and trigger somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm that person. When I talk to people, when I cut you with my tongue and I want to tell you something about yourself, they're words that shock. You can use a word. It in a brain. It's a negative. It's a negative word, right? It's derogative. So people are automatically going to trigger. They're going to jump from that word. Your brain is powerful. Your brain receives everything first. So anything you say to somebody, just know it's going. Just like when we say stuff as women, you can post something about a man. The minute you say something, it's a trigger. It's a trigger. Like if you say I'm a date white men, as soon as you put that white in there, that's a trigger word. It's derogatory to some people. So they're going to deal with it in a certain kind of way. It's hitting you. It's like, bam, she just hit me upside the head. So again, a lot of times some people know how to use those condescending words that will keep a person effed up, okay, in the mind. So that's all you get me, Zoe. So that is just trigger words. So when he put black women on it, black baby mama, that triggered women to be like, what? They upset now. They upset. But I read right through it. Sometimes we just got to be like, yeah, you know, I get what he's saying. It could be a hit spot, sensitive area. Exactly. It raises your emotion. Exactly. Exactly. It's derogatory to some people. Although we like to use black on everything, you know, black this, black that, black. The moment you put black woman on something that we feel that's negative, some women, because if I hear a man say, black women have attitudes, I'm not automatic. I'll sit there and be like, he probably shouldn't have said it like that. He probably just should have said women have attitudes. You know, he probably, because the moment we say black men have attitudes, that's going to be a trigger word. That's exactly. So when you, even though people know it's some, you know, it's still like in your face. It's in your face. You know, it's in your face, and people get upset behind certain words that you use, and you're talking in reference to them. You know, that's just how it is. You know, it's a shock. So people are going to be upset. But my point is this: he gave some good information, and sometimes we can take the good and let go the bad. You know, sometimes, you know, it's not about everything that the person say. We like, oh, you know, that one word stands out. If somebody leave a message on your Instagram and it's negative, most of the time people say they pull the negative and they skip every other positive one. So that's exactly what, you know, the same thing that happened with his message. His message is that's his opinion. He's dealing with that situation. You made 5 kids with 5 different women. You got to deal with those 5 different personalities. You know, either you choose to or you don't. So that's something that you have to deal with. You know, that's not my business. That's his business. I'm just saying, I'm breaking it down to where I see that women get upset, women and men, not just women and men get upset about the shock. It's shock. It's shock. If somebody tell you my last girlfriend didn't do that, you know, my last girlfriend was this, that, you're going to be mad, because right there, that's an action. Your last girlfriend? What? You're going to be focused. You're going to be, he might even say it, my last girlfriend was a cook, and she, you know, her food tastes better than this. You know, you're not thinking, I think if any man would say that to a woman, that's all in one, that's wrong, right? The way that person just said it. But if he say, my last girlfriend could cook, but your food tastes really good, that's different. He giving you, he's stepping up to the plate, and he's telling you what he dealt with, and he's also telling you what he liked from you. He's not just leaving it to be with that last girlfriend. If you know, it's just derogatory. Just don't say nothing. She said, just don't say nothing. Listen, I'm saying, like what they say. If you can't find something good to say, don't say nothing at all, right? And I mean, that could be a true story. I just feel like sometimes we get all in an uproar over things that don't even make a difference. Like, I don't have to deal with that man. We don't have to deal with each other. I'm not going to break my back and get myself all up in a rut over somebody that I don't even have to deal with. I'm serious. I mean, why are we so upset about other people and what they say when we ain't got to deal with them? If you in a relationship with somebody and they talking reckless like that, I can understand. You know, they talking reckless and you got to deal with this person. That's a different story. But if you don't have to deal with them, why get yourself all bent out of shape over somebody that you don't even have to deal with? I just think people put too much energy into stuff, You know, especially with all this relationship crap. I had 5 baby mothers, and let him deal with him and his 5 mothers that he got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? The kids, he got to deal with that. I don't have to deal with that. I'm not getting salty about what another man had, what some man got to do that I don't have to do. So why am I upset? Why? I don't understand why people even bother. It's like if a woman says she's dating a white man, so what? Let her. Hey, let her. That ain't, you know, that ain't your business. You ain't got to deal with her. That's her story. Let her tell her story. It is what it is. You know, we get bent out of shape. And like I said, I don't have those problems with my kids' fathers. I just don't. I refuse. I told myself, exactly. It's not affecting you. You ain't losing no money from it. It's like, why? Why pay attention to, why even trip off of it? But like I said, Zoe, back to my kid's father, I don't have those situations that I like. My son's father, he has helped me do stuff in my house. You know, he's married. He helped me do stuff in my house. I'm not looking for a relationship with them. We just have that type of friendship. And I'm not saying that I be calling him up when I don't need nothing. I try not to even do that because too much, because I don't want his wife getting upset, because you know you got to have boundaries. You got to have boundaries with stuff. And I just know if it's something that's pressing, I'll call him. Other than that, I'll probably ask him, can you recommend somebody? Or I'll get somebody else that I know to possibly recommend. Or I do my own research and hunt down somebody myself. I don't, listen, I ain't about that life. I'm not that woman. Both of my kids' fathers will tell anybody. They don't have those issues with me. They'll text me on New Year's, birthday, you know, stuff like that. We don't have those problems over here. I have not been that woman where my kids had to stay away from their father because I was upset that they had a new woman, you know, they had this or that. That's not my style. I practice maturity. I'm a silly person, but I'm a mature person. Okay. I know I've helped my son's father and his ex, the son I told you before, my son. I've helped them talk over the phone because I saw her somewhere. I think it was on the metro years ago. And I knew that she wasn't allowing my son's father to see his son. We were together at the time. And no, we weren't together at the time. That's what it was. We had broken up, but we were still cool. And you know, I had got her number. We were over the little whatever grudge it was that we were going through because we were both young. I was in my 20s, you know. And so when I saw her, you know, I was like, you know, is your name so and so? And she was like, yeah. And she said, oh, are you so and so? And I said, yeah. And she was like, oh, okay. So I got her number. And I said, are you up on, you know, talking to him about seeing his child or whatever? And she was like, give me a call. So I called her. I put him on the 3-way. You know, all 3 of us was on the phone. I was just like the mediator on the phone while they were talking, you know. And I'm in my 40s now. Yes, Zoe. So, you know, I left it up to them to figure it out. But I also, like I said, I was a mediator, and I was like, you know, I think it's good for him to see his son. I don't think you should, whatever has gone on, you know, as long as he didn't hurt the child, I don't think that that's an issue. I think sometimes as women, the issue is we want to be in that relationship with that person. And I have been around women that are so freaking vindictive. I've known women, stories I've heard are so vindictive. You know, I've heard stories from men that are so vindictive. I've seen things with my own eyes. Okay. So it goes both ways. So I always say we both pulling at the we both pulling at the rope, you know. And I think we have to be more mature. Even though I think I saw that with my grandparents and my mother. My mother was that type of woman. You know, she wasn't like a vindictive type. So I can say I even had that. I've had female friends that I've associated with. Some had their families, both mother and father. I've had male friends that had some of their families, both mothers and fathers. You take the good with the bad. My grandparents they were married for years before they both passed away. So had 12 kids. They didn't have all 12 together, but they had about maybe about 10 kids together. So I've had that where, you know, you have your ups and downs and certain things, but you take the good with the bad. If it's not working, you walk away from it, you know. And that's just how I am. I've been in relationships where I had to walk away from them. They give you a headache sometimes, and people wonder why a woman is single, or sometimes even men single, because you get tired of the BS. That's why. It's not because the woman got issues or whatever. Sometimes maybe she don't. Maybe the issue was the last person that she was dealing with. Okay, that's or the last person that he was dealing with. I've never had a run-in with any concerning a man ever. You've never had a run-in with any women concerning a man. Hey, that's good. That's a wonderful thing. You know, and I'm not saying that it's hard to find women out here that you say all them typos. That's okay. You know, I'm not saying that it doesn't happen. And sometimes you could be the bigger person and walk away, and the other person just can't handle it. You know, even if you walk away from that relationship. But I'm just saying, Stephen, or however you pronounce his name, Stephen Jackson. I just feel, you know, he gave his opinion of what his life, his story of what he dealt with. You know, like I said, when you have 5 kids with 5 different women, that's a lot. That's a lot one man to have to deal with 5 different personalities, and one is gonna be upset that one not getting some, the other one not, you know, and it's always gonna feel like it's like tug of war, you know, with all these women. You might have 1 or 2 that's more mature, and they're okay. They don't want to see themselves hung up in that BS that's going on. It's like sometimes you got to sit down, have some type of family meeting, because honestly, these people still your family. They're part of your family. You had kids with them, you know, and you just have a conversation and try to get down to some type of reasoning with the kid, with the parents. Like, can we co-parent together? You know, I have 5 kids with all you guys. Can we sit down? Can we go to some type of counseling? You know, it may take that. It may take that. Wonder how many kids he has total. I'm not sure how many he has. I mean, I didn't get that far into it. I'm just saying that's his business. I'm not sore behind that, because that's not my life. That's not the life that I'm living. That's not any of my business. I listened to it, and when I heard him say the black baby mama, I was like, oh, they that's just the trigger word right there. That's the trigger word. When he said black bitter baby mamas, that was the trigger word, and that everything else was obsolete at that time. Nobody wanted to hear anything else when he said that. It was like everything else was cleared, and it was like they focusing on that part now, because like they say, sometimes a person, Chris Rock say, sometimes men say too much. Remember in his, what was it, Blacker Than Black, right? That's one of my favorite comedians. What did he say? Blacker than, I think it was Blacker Than Bigger and Blacker or something, when he said that when a man can talk himself out of getting sex, and sometimes the man may say something and the woman already got her underwear down, and then as soon as he say something, they start pulling them right back up. You ain't see that? Oh my gosh! Yes, he said when a woman say something, you know, let me see if let me see something real quick. All right, hold on. I'm gonna see, Zoe. I'm gonna see if I can find it. Dirty talk. Hold on. I don't know if that's it. I think it was about dating, if I'm not mistaken. Difference between, okay, hold on. This might be it right here. Let's see. This might be it.
It's like relationships easy to get into, hard to maintain. Why is it so hard to maintain? Because at some point you just stop talking.
No, I don't.
Everybody stops talking.
I don't think that's not it right there. Hold on. That's not the one. That's not the one. That's not the one. Hold on. I think it's Who Wants to Change Places. I know it was something about, I can't remember which one. I think it was this one.
Racism everywhere. Everybody pissed off. Black
people I'm trying to find
racism. It. White people yelling reverse racism. Chinese people yelling.
I don't know. I gotta find it. I'm gonna have to get on here one day and show it. But I know he said something about men saying the wrong thing. Hold on. I'm trying to find it. I hope I can find this. Yeah, I can't remember what I know he said. Sometimes men, hey, what's happening? He said sometimes men say the wrong thing, right? When they dating. And a man can mess himself up as far as getting the goods, basically getting sex, because she may already be at a point where he got her, he's sweet talking or whatever, and then he starts saying something out of the way, and the woman is just like, you know, she starts pulling her underwear back up, you know, and all the way up to the point where he done said too much. She ain't, you know, it's like, okay, I'm done. It's over. Go, you know, it's time for him to go home. I gotta find that. I just remember you were wearing braces at one point. No, I had Invisalign. I had Invisalign. So I still wear them at night. Like I can put them on during the day, but yeah. So it's just men saying the wrong thing. But see, my teeth are so straight now. Because before I was like, oh hell no, I can't be out here with, you know, crooked teeth. Like my teeth, I had to get my teeth fixed, and I ain't ashamed to tell nobody. Look, I'm in my 40s. Okay, I'm in my 40s, and look, the summertime is coming. You can also, you guys, I want to show you in the winter. You can lather up. Okay, I want to show you this this mango lotion. Smells so good right here. Man, this thing smells good. Okay, so this is by Shea Terra, right? This lotion, Shea Terra, and they may have a little sale for you, but this right here. When a man tell you he want your body odor, but you got to make sure your body odor smells good. All right, so you want to get some mango lotion. And that's the end of the show. Thank you for joining me. Talk to you later.